Today I canned chicken. You can use this video as a general guideline for how to can chicken, but before you can anything, be sure to educate yourself on proper canning procedures. I recommend you read the Ball Blue Book. You can buy it anywhere you can buy canning supplies. There are several ways you can can chicken. You can can it raw, you can can it cooked, you can can it with the bones or without the bones. I prefer to can mine cooked without the bones. I've found that it's easiest to use boneless, skinless breast, but you can use any part of the chicken you want to. When I'm canning large quantities of food, I'll cook it in a turkey roaster. I can get about 30 pounds of meat in this roaster at one time. The first thing I do is put some water in the roaster. I wash the chicken and cut it into strips so that it'll cook faster. I put the chicken in the roaster and cook it until it's slightly done. While the chicken is cooking, I wash the jars and I put them in the water bath canner and bring it to a boil. I use the water bath canner to keep the jars hot until they're ready to go into the pressure canner. Chicken has to be processed in a pressure canner. When the chicken is cooked, I cut it into bite-sized pieces. I have my jars hot and ready. I have my lids and rings simmering, and I'm ready to start canning. I take a hot jar from the water bath canner. I fill it with chicken. I add half a teaspoon of salt. I fill the jar with the broth up to 1 inch of the top. I remove the air bubbles. I clean the rim of the jar. I add a lid and ring and tighten it firmly. Then I place the jar back in the water bath canner to stay hot until I'm ready to pressure can it. When all of the jars are full, I take them out of the water bath canner and put them into the pressure canner. I add water to the pressure canner so that there's 2 to 3 inches of water in the bottom of the pot. I put the lid on the pressure canner and turn the heat on to high. Since there are several different types of pressure canners, I'm not going to go into how I use mine. Follow the manufacturer's directions for your pressure canner. Process pints 1 hour and 15 minutes, quarts 1 hour and 30 minutes at 10 pounds pressure. After the processing time is completed, remove the pot from the heat. I'll let the pot cool for at least 30 minutes, remove the weight, and carefully open the lid. I remove the jars from the pot and place them on a towel on the counter to cool. It's not unusual for the jars to keep boiling for up to an hour sitting on the counter. As the jars cool, a vacuum will be formed inside the jar. The raised center of the lid will pull downward. When you hear a popping sound, you'll know that your canning was successful. When the jars have completely cooled, remove the rings, wash the jars, write chicken on the top and the date that you canned them. That's all there is to it. Hope it helps.